later, and then we'll start, and I'll get us rolling, and I don't really care where we go after that.
Okay,
But
sweet.
yeah. So is everyone good to go? Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to go. I will be on Facecam in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
By the way.
All right, man. All right. Hey guys, it's Zenith Darksky here. Welcome to another episode of the Darksky Gaming Podcast. Today's topic will be horror games. Now, I know we did horror experiences and stuff last season, but there's always new horror games coming out and new experiences. I like to hear around spooky season with everyone. So that's what we're doing today. And we've got a lot of new horror games that we might touch on and just experiences and stuff. But I have with me today MysticVeil14, RyakoMusic, and Thouzandaire. And welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you.
So, anyways, just to get us started off here, how many horror games have you guys played? Like, you don't have to give me an exact number. I don't care to hear 132 and a half. Just
Like, oof. I don't know. God. Like, it's 20, 30, something. I don't know.
okay. That's a
I
big
don't
number.
know.
Mine's way lower. Mine's way lower. Mine's more like
I bet
maybe
you I
like-
could beat you,
I don't-
Mystic.
I might just be like, just pumping up the numbers. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
You're good. There's a lot of horror games. There's some horror games that some people probably wouldn't consider horror. Like, a lot of people nowadays, until Resident Evil 7, a lot of people weren't considering Resident Evil games horror anymore because they just weren't scary really for a while. And then 7 came out and, made me piss my pants. But
yeah.
but
Same.
yeah, exactly. I got this shit on VR now on my PlayStation. I played like 5
VR
minutes of it.
Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
no
Oh my
way.
god.
No.
No, thank you.
It's terrifying. It's awful. I played 5 minutes of it, literally 5 minutes to get
Unimaginable.
into the house. Yeah, and I was just scared to death.
What did you do? Did you did you just like freak out and then just like, I'm ripping it off, bye? Like,
No,
no.
I just quit as fast as possible. I spent enough money on my PlayStation VR stuff that I didn't want to throw it off. Although I did want to, I didn't want to. But so what do you? Either way, ballpark. What are you thinking, Mystic? With how many horror games you played?
If I had to ballpark it, probably like a solid 5.
Okay.
Solid 5.
Okay.
I play a few a lot, if that makes sense.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Totally does.
real quick. How about you, Thouzandaire? How many horror games you got under your belt?
I've played one and one only.
Okay. What is
I
that?
played, it was last year. I decided to grow up. It was called Man of Medan.
Okay.
And yeah, because I'm Twitch. We Twitch streamers have to diversify and play along the holidays. And it was Halloween. I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play this thing. And I hated every second of it. I don't know I don't get the niche of like enjoy. I can't enjoy horror. As a kid, I cried. I cried when my mom tried to put makeup on my face, and I said, "No, Mom, I don't want makeup on my face." And I fucking hid in the crevice of the bed and wall, cried myself to sleep. They came back with candy. I didn't go trick or treating.
Jesus.
I didn't go trick or treating.
Oh,
I just have like PTSD. Like Chucky, I fucking hated Chucky.
Chucky,
Fuck
yes.
Goddamn.
fuck that thing, dude. I bought Phasmophobia because it was hot, right? It's hot right now, and I haven't played it once. I haven't turned it on.
I'm hard
That's-
stuck on it right now.
I
Be
can't.
honest.
I can't. You guys
I,
played it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I played a shit ton.
You played it? Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Phasmophobia is what you said, right?
Yeah, Phasmophobia.
Yeah, I'm hard stuck on Phas right now. Like,
Mm.
I it is so scary, but I can't stop playing it. It's like one of those
I love it.
games that it's objective based, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to complete the board, you have your journal, you got to figure out who the ghost is, and it's so fun trying to get back and
It is.
forth, communicate with your team, but literally I hear something and I freak out. Or like if I see the ghost pop up, I jump, I scream, of course. And this is me, literally. Ghost is hunting. I crouch, sprint to the room, close the door, find the closest corner. I don't even look around the room. I'm literally facing the wall and I'm doing
my
this,
God.
holding my breath. Like,
Oh my God.
Oh man, that's good shit.
That's awesome.
it's great. I love it, but
Yeah.
I'm a little bitch, like I told you guys.
Yo, same. I'm such a bitch. I don't even press the play button. Like,
Right.
you.
I've been
It's-
playing it since October 2nd.
It's terrifying.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
scary ass game.
It's
Yeah.
scary.
Oh my
I-
god.
What's crazy about it is it is meant to be in VR. You could play it without VR, but it's meant to be
Yeah.
in VR, and I can only imagine. Like, there's no way I couldn't do
like
it.
the
No
sounds.
way I would play it VR.
What if like somebody like was like, "Hey, I'm going to sponsor you and pay you money if we can just record you doing this VR."
I'd ask if
version.
they're gonna.
Dude.
Listen,
I'd ask if they're gonna
I've
wash my
had-
pants for me.
yes, I've had 2 children. All right, bladder's not the same as it used to be. All right, so I get scared or I have jump scares on, like the alerts, because I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
fucking know. Somebody told me it was a good idea. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I almost pee my pants multiple
Oh
times
my
playing the game.
God.
So
Oh
if
my
somebody
God.
sponsored me and was paying me to play that game, they would probably be pissed somewhere at some point. Like,
No pun intended.
Oh my
no,
god.
pun intended. There will.
No pun
I would
intended.
probably pee my pants. Like,
Oh, geez.
Maybe they could like sponsor some like Depends, like a like
Yeah.
here you go. It's like
Yeah.
just in
Goddamn.
case.
you don't need diapers for your kids anymore. Have them for yourself now.
I do want
Imagine.
to
Oh my God.
quickly shout out to the Twitch chat. For those listening later on the podcast apps and stuff like that, first of all, welcome. But second, if you ever want to watch live, we do live record this on Twitch. But just, I don't usually explain it to my people anymore, but all the new people, I want to explain it to. Welcome. You're more than welcome in the chat over here. You can hit the follow button. You can check these guys out if you want. But I don't so often pay too much attention to the chat on the podcast specifically, because if you have a horror experience or whatever we're talking about, but today, horror experience or a favorite horror game or anything like that, you can share it in the chat, and then there will be a period of the podcast later that I'll look through the chat and be like, hey, and talk about the experiences from you guys as well. So shout out to these guys real quick. Travis,
Thank
number
you.
one fan and hater. But either way, so out of all the horror games you guys have played so far, what would be your favorite, I guess, if you can have a favorite horror game?
I don't know. I liked Amnesia Machine for Pigs.
Yeah.
I liked that one a lot. I
Mhm.
I thought it was I thought the story was real, like the way they did the storytelling was like
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like a bunch of like it was just, I don't know, it just freaked me out more than Amnesia The Dark Descent.
Yeah.
So I kind of
think-
liked that for some reason.
I think that's
It would-
something horror hits better than a lot of other genres, except for maybe RPGs, is the narrative experience.
Yeah.
The storytelling in horror games is some of the best storytelling in video games in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amnesia's a solid series in general. Which did you see about the new Amnesia game?
Yeah, the new ones, it's coming out like what, next week or something?
yeah, it's like
I'm really excited
I think it
because
is
I'm like,
next
ooh,
week.
scare me!
I
Like,
think-
do it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of which, I wanted to go through some of these real quick. There are some new, a bunch of new horror games recently that are getting pretty popular. Phasmophobia is the first one that I was going to mention. Sign of Silence. I don't know if you guys have seen this game.
No, I haven't.
It's a
I'm writing this
multiplayer.
down.
It's a multiplayer horror game, kind of like Phasmophobia or something, except you're all walking through the woods, and there's just these weird fucking creatures, and it's like stupid dark. And the game is way darker than it has any right to be. And
about sign of silence.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it then.
My husband was talking to me about it actually, and but we have some friends that we normally play Phas with.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna have to buy like multiple copies, but we've looked into it and it looks super awesome.
Oh yeah. My I got a friend and a mod in my chat that just uploaded a video to his YouTube channel, Cenfuss, CENFUSS, where it was him and some friends, and he cut together all their footage and stuff of playing the game, and it looks just terrifying. Like, it looks like something I don't want to play, but I know I will eventually. Because I have a thing every Saturday here, not this Saturday because it's my wife's birthday, but just about every Saturday where I play a scary game, unless I have a Call of Duty tournament or something. But I play a scary game. I call it Saturday Night Fright, and I can't bring myself to play that fucking Sign of Silence game. Ever since I saw it, I'm just like, I've been hovering over the buy button on Steam, but I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. But then, Amnesia Rebirth is another horror game coming out next week. I think it is next week. And then there was another one I thought of. Oh, Remothered, the sequel to Remothered. Have you guys ever played the first Remothered game?
No.
No, unfortunately.
No.
It's pretty scary. It's a little glitchy, but it's pretty scary. This one's called Remothered Broken Porcelain or something like that.
That sounds scary.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But
It's got a lot of syllables.
yeah.
You know it's scary.
That's what makes it scary.
But I can't even say it. That's how scary it is.
Oh no. But the first one was called Remothered something Fathers or something like that. I don't know. It was weird. But it was a pretty good game. Very, very confusing story. I've tried to read up on it and everything and watch YouTube videos. I still don't know. I don't understand the fucking story at all on that game. But it was scary, so I guess that's all that counts.
That's the factor. Right. That's the element you need right there. That's all it needs.
I've been looking for some new horror games just because Phas is just one of those games that I think I'm level like 150.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you put some time into it, didn't you?
That's the highest level I've ever heard of.
Actually, it might be like 158. I'd have to pull it up.
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
catch me. It's up there, and I
You're
get that
actually
anytime I play with new people, they're like level 7, level 20 something. Like, how did you get up there? You must not have a life. I'm like, I literally play before work. I don't know.
I play before work.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, dude,
But
that's sick.
It's just one of those games that after a while, like any other game, right? There's bugs, there's glitches, things don't always work the way that you want them to. Like, for example, you'll have the journal open, you'll get the spirit box to work, you'll get ghost writing, and you just need that third piece of evidence. And normally when you have 2 pieces of evidence, at the very bottom, it'll give you like 2 or 3 options on who the ghost could be, depending on what evidence you have so far. Yeah. And you have to literally narrow it down. And if everything is bugged and nothing's working, you have to guess.
Get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll get the guess. Gotcha,
And after hours of playing this game, and if you get as high up as we are, it gets old. It gets boring. And so I've been looking to venture out and find new things. And my favorite one, because I just started playing Phas October 2nd, is Dead by Daylight. And a lot of people, I've heard people say that that's not really a horror game.
Yeah, how's that? Oh my god, I've heard of it, but I've not played that one.
So, what I hear a lot of trolls say is it's an adult version of hide and seek. And It's not too far off.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh
I can
wait,
see that.
no, I've seen actually no, I have seen I saw like a Twitch streamer named Gunner Zero Recall and he was playing Dead by Daylight and he was
Mhm.
telling me about it and I was
Yeah.
like they're like yeah and they're like there are bears and wolves and shit and we're in the it's like there are obviously like scary zombie
Yeah.
things but then
No,
they're
I
like
think you're
is that the
thinking
one?
of.
oh wait am I
what is
thinking of
the
something
game?
else?
Yeah,
No 7 hours it was it was the 7 days.
7 days to die.
Never
Yeah.
there you
mind.
go.
Don't
There's-
listen to me.
That's
There's
a good one,
also
too.
a Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
that's
there is a
pretty
Friday the 13th.
similar. Yeah.
Oh yeah?
But no.
No, Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. So there's generators, and there's 4 people on a team, and then you have one killer. And the killer has a killer radius. Some of them are stealth, but your goal is to complete 5 gens to get the exit gate open so you can escape.
Okay.
There's items, there's perks. You upgrade your blood web by playing matches and you get blood shards. So everything costs a certain amount and you have to literally play the game. But you're trying to survive the killer. And there's hooks on the map so the killer can down you. He picks you up, he takes you to the hook. You have a chance to wiggle out. If the hook is far enough, you can normally get away from him. You can heal up. Certain characters have healing perks. You have med kits. There's a lot more to the game than just hiding from the killer.
Yeah.
I think it was very well designed. I think they're pretty good at fixing the bugs and things that occur in games like normal.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
They have the Jigsaw, the pig. She's one of the killers. They have a Freddy. They have a Michael
Nice.
Myers.
Nice.
They have some cool
Shit.
killers. The
That's
DLCs are pretty awesome.
They
There's a
made actually
Stranger Things
fun.
one too.
Really? Like a
Yeah.
Demogorgon or something?
Yes,
Oh,
a
that's
Demogorgon
awesome.
is actually the
That's
killer.
awesome.
That's pretty
It's
sick.
badass. It's badass.
I've played it a few times. That's
Yeah.
weird to me that someone out there would say it's not a horror game when literally the
It's
killers are
Yeah, the
based
killers.
on horror
You got-
movie
you-
characters
you literally
or are
have
horror movie
Freddy.
characters.
Like
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally a horror game.
Yeah.
What?
I don't. That's
Freddy,
trolls though,
oh my
man.
god.
Troll. That's why I said trolls. Yes.
Okay, if they don't consider that a horror game, what do they consider a horror game then?
it has to be a game with jump scares. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's,
Alright.
it's those casual,
Yeah.
casual gamers is what it is. They're the ones
Okay.
out there. They see these other horror games and they're like, oh, no jump scares. I didn't piss myself, so
And it's
not
not
horror
scary.
game.
Like no. And Dead by Daylight is just one of those games. Like unlike Fast, I'm not hiding in a corner. Now the hag, she like does this little hex on the ground and she can teleport if you walk over it. She gets like a notification and literally you won't hear her. She'll pop up somewhere and I scream like a little bitch. I'm telling you right now.
Oh my god.
So Dead by Daylight isn't as scary to me as Faz is, but there's still a couple of jump scares if you're very jumpy.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It can get scary for sure.
Yes.
Oh my god. That sounds
I
great.
gotta ask real quick, Thouzandaire, is your icon Sasuke from Ponyo?
It is.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought.
Oh my god, yeah, it is. I watched that movie for the first time 2 weeks ago, and
It's
I was like, oh my
fantastic
god,
movie.
this
Yeah.
is me as a child. I need this. So
There you go.
I actually took a picture of the screen. So this is a picture of the screen, not the actual. I'm like,
That's
Google.
actually a pretty
Nice.
good picture of the screen.
That's a
though,
pretty
like-
good picture of the screen.
Like
Yeah.
I was thinking it was just a cropped
Yeah.
picture in general.
No, it was straight from the iPhone. I just immediately made it my.
That damn iPhone, man.
Nice.
But do you have like a favorite experience from horror games, Thouzandaire?
Favorite experience. I'll be honest. When I played Man of Medan, again, I've only played one game, so
Yeah.
my experience and knowledge is very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
When I played it, my roommate, I was like, dude, I can't play this by myself. So when I streamed it, he basically held my hand the whole. I was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna stream it. You gonna play with me? Like we would literally take turns with the controller. It was just like it was even honestly even a better experience because we both jumped and like he jumped on. There was times where he would jump onto my shoulder. I'm like, bro, chill. He's like, dude, I got scared. And I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to be scared. Chill. And like so that was one of my those were my favorite times because Man of Medan it's a crew. Yeah, I think they were on the boat trip, and then like, there was like a ghost ship or something like that. Or no, they got abducted, and then ended up on a ghost ship. I'm pretty sure, or something like that.
Yeah.
And basically, it's a game of decisions. It's a movie, and you just make decisions, and during the moments you need to. Some are like quick mini games where you have to tap square, X, circle, quickly. And then there's always a different outcome. There's like I don't even know how many outcomes. There's probably like 20 or 30 different outcomes.
It's it's developed if you're aware of the other game. It's developed by the Until Dawn creators.
Until Dawn guys, yeah.
They actually have another one in that same universe that's coming out soon as well. Maybe that's what I was thinking of earlier. It's called Little Hope.
What's it called? Love of Hope or Little Hope?
Little Hope. It's like because now the series has a name and they're calling it the Dark Pictures Anthology. And so like the first one was Man of Medan, the second one's gonna be Little Hope, and then I think they have the other ones planned out as well. But there's gonna be like four or five. But they're
coming out with a second one of that one. The man is it Medan, Man of Medan? Yeah, they're coming out with a second one. I think this month, honestly.
Yeah. That's I think it is supposed to be this month, which is reasonable. It's October, so. But just real quick, a question I asked my guests last horror episode last season. I'm gonna ask you guys too real quick here. Do you think horror games, well, I guess it's a two-part question. Do you think horror games are scarier with your friends, whether it's multiplayer or single player? And do you, whether they are or not, do you prefer them alone or with friends? Any of you?
I'll answer that quick. I already answered it earlier. Yeah, with friends all day.
Okay, that's what made me think of it again because I asked last year, and the dudes that I had with me through the last season, they're friends of mine in real life, and they I love it. They're multiplayer fans for sure. Like that's primarily what they play is multiplayer games, and that just kind of became a question that now I ask everyone talking about specific types of games. Is do you think they're better multiplayer, single player, or just with your friends in general?
I think that for me personally, I would rather play with my friends. I've tried playing Phaz alone, and let me tell you, that is difficult. First of all, just to get the evidence on your own, but let alone, I told you guys, I'm a scaredy cat, all right? So, if I have friends there to do the parts that I don't necessarily like, it goes better, and they can teach you, your friends or people that you game with in general can teach you so much that you didn't know about the game. But also, I think it can be scary with your friends, because if you're really good friends, they like to scare you. The people I play with knows what triggers me in it, and so they're like in the mic.
I do that too.
Like the ghost is right behind me, you know. So
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the trolling.
Yes, with and without friends for sure.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that to my friends playing it as well.
Yes.
What about you, Ryako?
I haven't played with friends, like horror games. Like the ones that I've played are just like those solo ones, you know, like like Amnesia. It's not like you've got like a team. Yeah. And I gotta say, like alone though, it's scary. Like just because it's like it's especially any kind of horror game that that sort of it's not really reliant on jump scares. It's more like psychological horror, like Lovecraftian, anything like that. I think it's going to like sort of like penetrate your mind, and it's going to like mind fuck you until you're just like, oh my god, I'm so mind fucked right now, and oh my god, it's dark, and it's why did I not? I should turn on the light now, and it's just like it really. I don't know how other people are, but I get really I'm like a lot more affected by psychological horror than I am like with here's this like monster, or like, oh look, it's it's just like whatever. But psychological horror, it's like that shit lasts. It's like you think about it like right before you go to bed, and you're like, wow, I'm really fucked now.
Yes. Can't sleep, dreaming about it. With you saying that the psychological part of it, that reminded me of a game I've been watching some friends play, Layers of Fear. Have you guys heard of that one?
Ooh, Layers of Fear is a good single player
horror game. What's it about?
It's like, it's just, you're in this mansion, and I don't remember what your relation is to the character. I remember at the end, but I don't want to like spoil that kind of stuff.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I could spoil it, but
you're basically just in this big mansion trying to piece together a story and through a painting.
There are some jump scares, but there's a story. It's mystery. There's that psychological thing. Like it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And then there's a sequel as well. I think there's Layers of Fear too.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was debating on playing it, but watching Layers of Fear kind of fucked me up. So
you're like, no, thank you.
And I was like,
I'll pass.
Yeah. I wasn't even really playing it with anybody, so I was just watching it.
There's that
crazy.
Beautiful face.
What's going on, guys?
Look at that. Look at that.
Cheers.
Yes, look at that coffee. Looks fantastic.
But there's another really good single player horror game that just came out semi recently, like this year.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is it called? I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it at the moment. But
is it Outlast 2?
No, I've played Outlast 1 and Outlast 2. Let me tell you, Outlast 1 I played so many times because that game was so good and so scary to me that I could probably speedrun that game now and never get scared.
A lot of people do that.
So used to it. I just liked it. Like, I liked the ambience, and that you were alone in this asylum, but at the same time you weren't. You were like, there were other inmates and stuff like that there. Not that you were an inmate, there were just other inmates there, and they weren't all out to get you, but they were all fucked up basically, and they weren't going to communicate with you in any way really, but they'll stare at you when you walk by, and that's scary enough. But it was weird because it gave me a sense of like, okay, I'm not alone here, but I am at the same time. Like, these guys barely acknowledge my existence, and they're so like alone mentally, like they're in their own heads and just fucked up now, that you are alone in a way without being. But like, so they'll make noises and stuff and scare you and stuff. I don't know, it's just the ambience of the whole game in general where I really, really like that game.
I have a friend, he's from England. We're very distant now, but he speed runs Outlast games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he literally knows the hacks. Like, he knows how to get to the end, the first like scene. I think. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've wanted
he goes
to
on
get into it.
Yeah, he goes like on the ridge, and then he enters the room, and then for some odd reason, it just ends him up at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Outlast is one of those games that I like to watch, but I don't think I could see myself hopping into it because it's just so creepy. Honestly, one of my things that I don't like is gory. I've never seen a Saw film.
Yeah.
Ever. Honestly, I'm just the epitome of horror, bitch. Listen,
okay.
I know, and I'm a grown ass man. I've never seen. I just can't. I can't imagine seeing a Saw film. I don't know, like something going through a leg, a limb getting cut off. I can't. Do
my thing with the Saw movies, and like, there's a word for like gory movies and stuff like that. There's a subgenre like word for it.
I know
Body
there's
horror?
slasher films, but
Yeah,
Slasher
it's worse. Either way, I've never been a big fan of those types of movies myself. I can watch them, and the gore doesn't really fuck with me at all. Like I don't care.
Because in your mind you're like, it's fake, it's not real, right?
I know it's not real and stuff, so it just takes me out of it. And I think in general that's kind of why horror movies and shows don't work on me. Is I just, no matter the sense of immersion in the movie or show, I will never be so immersed in it that I get scared by it. It can't happen. And that's not me being like, oh, I don't get scared. I'm not being macho. I want to get scared. I watch them constantly so that eventually one of them will scare me. But it just doesn't. You can see jump scares coming. It just, I don't know, it takes me out of it.
First watching those films, I think what we're thinking of is like a mystery thriller type of movie. The Saw films.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
it's like
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for me, I get what you guys are saying about like the body parts and whatnot. Like it is pretty gory, but the reason why I'm such a huge fan and I love that they have that DLC in Dead by Daylight is the story. Like if you watch it from movie one to the last one, literally talk about being mind fucked. That's definitely a movie series you should watch. There's not really jump scares and you can see certain things coming, but it's the story and how they connect you to everything that's the best.
Yeah. I don't know, just movies like that in splatter movies. That's the term I was looking for, splatter movies.
Thanks, head first only. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. You did. Wow.
He got it.
You go, man. You go.
But, those type of movies, I don't know. I feel, besides the mystery, because the story is pretty good on a lot of them, but besides that, when you actually, like, because what the horror aspects that they're relying on is, one, the mystery, but two, to scare you at, how these people are dying and stuff like that, like terrify you, and I guess the thing that leads me away from splatter movies and stuff like that is just that it's kind of relying on shock value for the scares and stuff, or for the terrifying nature of it. At least the story, like I said, I like the Saw movies because of the weird interconnected like story and the way things will piece together at the end of each one, and like I really like that. It's just when it comes down to the actual gore and stuff, I'm like, you're only going that far with it to shock us, and I guess I know.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Yeah, it feels unnecessary.
Like this is a little extra. Could you tone it down? You don't need. You don't really need that bone saw.
Yeah, for
sure.
Oh my god.
When they're like strapped down to a table and a saw's coming for them and stuff like that, and I'm sitting here like, you could show it, but you don't have to show it. Like if they're gonna get away, I get the point of showing it, or like showing it like start to get them or something, because it's like, oh, they barely escaped. But if that's not the case, like if it's just watching someone die like that or something, then at some point, if they don't escape or anything, it's like you could have easily displayed that by showing another character's face like shocked or blood splattering or any number of things, instead of just going way over the top with just showing us gallons and gallons of blood that just cannot be in a human's body. But
who is it? Quentin Tarantino, his movies. That's what when you watch his movies, that's going to be there.
Oh yeah,
Django.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I mean,
I love Tarantino movies, but that's another thing where at some point I'll watch them, and some of the like Kill Bill is charming in a way, the way it does that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the blood made it look beautiful in a way.
Exactly.
That sound like a freak. But,
but then it's like, then it comes to like Saw and Hostel and stuff like that. Where I'm like,
Hostel. Hey, listen, do yourself a favor and stop at movie 1.
I've only watched the first one. I've never I knew there were more. I never went beyond that because I just knew I wasn't probably gonna like it. Either way, though, so.
I can't. Okay, so again, I have like little knowledge of scary movies.
Yeah.
What subgenre would you qualify Human Centipede?
Oh God.
I've never seen that, and I choose not to.
Right?
Because like, I've heard of it, and I've seen enough memes that it's like, perhaps I'll pass on this because I can't bleach my eyes.
Oh God, dude.
Listen, it doesn't stop at movie 1 either.
Oh no, is this more than one?
Yeah, there's like 3.
No,
There's
3 or 4. There's multiple, and it's all.
Is that legal?
Is that legal? He said.
It should not be.
Have you actually watched it, Mystic?
I've seen it.
Yes,
All
I
3.
have.
Have you watched all 3?
I have.
Curiosity, isn't it?
It
It has to be.
Okay,
you
so
have to like psych yourself up. Like, come on, you can do this.
Here's
Like,
some here's a little bit of
Get the
backstory.
popcorn and the mask. Let's go.
Little bit of backstory on why I'm such a bitch.
Oh, okay.
Not like me being like a little bitch. Hear me.
Okay.
My mom literally used to force me. When I say force me, I'm not exaggerating. To watch scary movies.
Wow.
They were her favorite. She had this life-size Chucky doll. She used to freak me out when I was like 2. Like, so as an adult, I choose not to watch that shit because I know what it does to me, right? And so I think at the time, because up until I was like 16, that's all I did was watch scary movies. And when you had access to one, you typically had access to all. And so we couldn't afford cable or anything. So if we rented a movie or it was on whatever it was on at the time, you got access to all of them. And I don't think it was necessarily curiosity for those movies so much as she was forcing me to watch them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm just telling you, don't do it. They're worse than the first one.
my mom did the same thing. When I was very young, like too young, like that's too young. Watching,
way too young.
And it was just because it was always like Friday night kind of like movie, and then you get like pizza, and then you watch scary movies, and I would like hide under a table with a blanket. And like when it got to the really scary, gory part, I'd put the blanket over my head and kind of peek through the maybe like the just like
oh my god,
like peep. Maybe it's okay.
Same. Oh,
that's where I adopted this from.
It
like started very young. Yes.
It's like 1, 2, 3, go. I can see through these fingers.
Yes.
There's a lot of horror
That's
movies
true.
in general. There's some horror TV shows and stuff that I would like to see some video games of. Like, is there a Chucky video game? There should be.
There should be, because
I'm sure there might be like an older one or something, but
you couldn't gift 100 for me to play that game. No.
Are you sure? There's gonna be somebody out there who's like, maybe
you could
see if we
you could do like a multiplayer Chucky game. Like one player plays Chucky and you're able to like teleport through like the cabinets and shit like that so that people don't see you and you're inside.
Oh my god.
Like force the players to like check cabinets for like keys or something to get out. So they have to open the cabinet and you might be there with a fucking knife just ready to go.
I just wouldn't open anything.
It's like, don't open the cabinet. Do not open it. Stop looking for food in the refrigerator. Just don't open anything. Just walk around the house and then just leave. Like,
Ooh, speaking of things like that, you guys want to know a really good jump scare game I came across recently?
What's up?
What?
It's also gotten some attention, kind of like Faz lately. Pacify.
Oh yeah.
It's the ocean game, right?
No, it's
Pacify.
That's Raft.
Oh yeah.
Raft?
I think that's what you're thinking of.
What's Pacify about?
I've heard of that
What
game.
is that? I haven't.
So basically, you're in this mansion again.
Oh god.
It's a mansion. Why is it always a mansion?
I think those are just
That's
always
just what's
haunted because they're so old. I don't know, but from what I understand, and anybody who knows what I'm talking about, correct me if you're here, but this girl is haunting the place, obviously, and she literally roams the hallways. And from what I understand, you're supposed to search the house without her catching you to burn these dolls in the furnace to get rid of her.
And the dolls
and you have to find the correct dolls.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the doors are locked, so you have to go through the entire place to find these keys to try to get these dolls. And the whole time, you can literally see her on the screen. Roman falls upstairs, downstairs. She makes these creepy noises as she's chasing you.
Oh my god.
And the jump scares in the game are... I literally was watching this stream. It was muted. I heard nothing. I was just watching. And I almost peed my pants. It got me. This jump scare got me, and I had no sound. Like, this girl came out of nowhere.
What's hilarious?
No sound, and you still got scared. That's when you know. That's when you know, man.
What's silly
That's
about...
why I'm like writing it down. I want to see this.
There you go. What's silly about those games is she doesn't kill you when she gets you. She just turns you very small. Like
you turn into a doll.
Yeah, you become a doll. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But you can still move around.
You can still move around, jump on furniture, and it's multiplayer. You don't have to play it solo.
Yeah.
So you can have like a bunch of friends, and then you can all turn into dolls, hypothetically, and you'll all be tiny little wee things trying to find other dolls.
That sounds like sick. That sounds sick, actually.
I think if when you're a doll, you can throw yourself into the furnace first of all to grow again, to become full size again. But you can't turn it on or some shit when you're small, and you also can't destroy the other dolls when you're small. You can tell your friends where they're at, but you can't destroy them.
Right.
Because that's how you lose if you all get turned small into dolls. Then that's it. But that game is 100% reliant on jump scares. Yeah. But it's so good. It's so good.
Oh my god.
It works for them.
I wanted to ask you guys and Thouzandaire, since you've only played the one, you can also use a movie or a TV show or anything.
Okay.
What is your guys' worst horror experience? Like, you just didn't like it. Like, there was no joy in it. Whether that be from being that scared or
just bad.
Or just bad.
This is easy. This was recently, I would say like 4 months ago. Had some friends over, and of course they wanted to watch a scary movie. I'm like, guys, come on, can you not watch a scary movie? Just something else. They're like, dude, it's not even scary. Just come watch it. So I'm like watching it like this. Like, I'm literally right here. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, that doesn't look that bad. So let me pop a squat. So I go ahead and pop a squat. I go ahead and pop a squat next to the homies, and it was the movie. It was a Texas Chainsaw movie. And that was actually one of the first movies I watched. It was like an older, probably early 2000 ones, but this is a newer one. It was the one with Trey Songz. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's weird.
Trey Songz, the R&B one?
Yeah.
I watched that one, and it was so fucking bad.
Oh no.
Like, it was like all the kills were predictable.
Oh man.
And like, I was like, wow, I'm like, oh my god, she's in a freezer. Oh, they're gonna shoot her. They shot her. And then it's like, oh, she's gonna get naked. Oh, they got her. You know, like, it was just, nice. I was like, wow, this is actually not scary. This is just really bad.
If you guys, I'm just gonna make the rule right now. If any of you guys are ever out in a cabin or anything like that somewhere and you're scared, just don't get naked. Just don't get naked.
Don't get naked.
Skip the shower, okay? You'll be okay. You'll live. Because if you get naked, guaranteed you're gonna die. Guaranteed. Yeah. For some reason.
If you feel a certain type of way as well, just keep it in your pants, because that never
there
goes
you go.
Yeah, that doesn't pan out very well.
I don't know how many Friday the 13th deaths I've seen now where
every time you see a chick get naked and you see some kissing, you're like,
yeah, she's gonna die.
About to die.
Someone's
gonna die. You gonna die, and you gonna die.
That's it. That's exactly it. That's
you expect the scream.
No romance in this horror film.
I mean, weren't they supposed to be like sort of like warnings like against immorality, like, you know what I mean, like against promiscuity? It was supposed to be sort of like this little lesson, like, if you're promiscuous,
if you
like, you know,
that's something that a lot of people actually don't acknowledge. Horror and stuff like that, way back in the day, was actually used to scare people away from doing certain things.
Wow.
Even up into the movie industry and stuff like that, it became, this thing where it's like, oh well, if you're the pot smoker, you're going out first. If you're having premarital sex and shit, you're going out, and it was always like the innocent one that got away or managed to kill the bad guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
While I have it on my brain, because my memory's pretty crap, you asked about worst films or games. So, Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, really? Most people like that. Most people like them a lot.
I've never.
I think it was the scene where she's shaving her legs in the bathtub and her skin's coming off. I think that's what turned me off from it.
Ooh,
oh my god!
Oh wait, what film was this? What film? I kind of cut off.
Cabin in the Woods.
I've actually watched that, which is weird.
I didn't like it. I didn't think it was scary. It's another one of those
unnecessary
movies. And I've seen a lot of horror. Horror, and that one is just not up there for me.
If you're a horror fan or horror game fan specifically, Cabin in the Woods is neat to watch. It's not something you should watch though if you expect to get scared. It's not scary. It's horror themed, but it's not scary.
Right.
But
which is why I watched it.
There's a scene where they pan out. I'm not gonna spoil stuff. They pan out over this, I'll say, containment area somewhere, and you see a bunch of scary creatures, and some of them are like zombies, special infected from Left 4 Dead. Some of them are like weird kind of reference allusions to like Jason and Michael Myers and other big horror characters and stuff like that. Is it just a bunch of stock characters being dumb? That's exactly what it is.
It's true.
That's exactly what the movie is.
After you see a bunch of movies like that, though, and you come across that one, in my personal opinion, you're like, why?
Yeah. You kind of have
it's a cool concept.
Yeah. You kind of have to know going into it that you're not getting into a horror, like a traditional horror movie.
Traditional horror film, yeah.
It's much more, I would honestly say it's horror comedy a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not like
Agreed. I agree on that. I agree on that as well.
It's not just in your face funny or scary or anything. It's more just, it's funny when you start to realize what's happening. You're like, oh, okay, all right, I see it. I see what's happening. But anyways, Ryako, what do you have for bad horror experience?
Let's see. I think it was so I think maybe last month I finally watched, there's this Japanese movie called Audition. And it's from I think it's from like 99 or something. I don't know. It's or maybe even before that. I don't know. But I remember like seeing it crop up on like list of like best, those lists that people make, like best scary movies or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, sure, I'm going to give it a go. Let me watch it. Cause I know that like a lot of Japanese horror movies, they really fuck me up inside. They all like, I'm like, yeah, let's get fucked up. And so I didn't know what to think. Get it like when I first because I think I saw the trailer, but it was like, this doesn't really tell me much. Let me just watch this. And so I sat down to watch it thinking, okay, well maybe she's gonna be a monster, whatever it's gonna happen. And it got there towards the end. Not even just towards the end, like even before that, it's like it gets so graphic. And I won't spoil it for you, but like you have to like don't eat. Like don't eat, because if you are like at least like just space it out a little bit or something, because it's like you will not expect certain things, and it's just like there's a lot of like body horror, but but it's not like completely like, it's not gratuitous. It's just disturbing.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of it is disturbing, and the whole like the story, and you're just like wincing. You're like hoping for like the main character. I'm like, please make it out alive. Somebody call the police. I don't care.
Oh my god.
Save yourself, dear God. She's a monster. So
Run the clip. Run the clip.
So it really, man, that stayed with me for a few days, and it's like
the audition.
I'm not really.
Right?
Yeah, I gotta hand it to the Japanese, man. They, my God,
They're
they
scary.
know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they know how to fuck
Look,
you up, man.
They don't need jump scares. They don't need them.
Man, they got that straight creepy shit, bro.
Oh my God, this literally looks fucking.
I need to look this up now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh.
It's disturbing. It's incredibly disturbing, and
which
just
also like
I don't even know who's the protagonist.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the photos. I'm like, who's the protagonist here?
Yeah, in the end, it's just like you're just like, I just want this nightmare to be fucking over. And you kind of want to know how it ends, so you just sort of force yourself to sit through.
Yeah,
the
it's one
fucking
of those
awfulness.
where you can't take your eyes off of it. Even
you're just like, I have to find out what happens, and you're like, I just can't read it on Wikipedia. I can't do that. I just gotta find out. Just soldier it out, and
see, like The Grudge and The Ring and a bunch of stuff like that comes from like Japanese like folklore and stuff like that. Yeah, and that shit is crazy. Like, I haven't been scared by any horror movies, but those ones for sure gave me the creeps. Like, I couldn't hear anyone that ever thought for a long time outwardly by going like or something like that.
Yeah, like
I couldn't fucking take it anymore.
Hold on, I can do it.
Okay. I like it. I like that.
All of a sudden, I'm getting abducted. I'm like, oh. Can't do that.
Goddamn. There's actually, it's on Crunchyroll. There's, I guess you would call it an anime, but it's not like a regular style anime. God, what is it called? There's this one on Crunchyroll that all it is animated stories, horror stories based on folklore. Not just Japanese. I think just Asian in general. There's some Chinese folklore in there. There's some Japanese. I think they hit on a couple Vietnamese things, some Filipino things. Just all around, just fucking terrifying folklore. And God, it's so good, but it's
I want to know what this is because I watch anime. So
I don't know the name of it. I'm sure you could easily find it if you have a Crunchyroll account and you. I do. If you go search by genre, I'm sure you could search like horror, and it would be there, and you'll know it because it doesn't have like normal anime animation. It's like it's very, very stylized and kind of stiff. But it definitely gets the story and the point across for sure.
Is it the horror anthology Legends, 6 episodes of horror?
No, this one, I think this one's a lot longer.
Just for future reference. I have a date today, and she wants to watch a horror movie. So
okay, it's a good show if you can find it.
It's like, I'm a little bitch. My girl wants to watch it. I got you.
There you go. There you go.
Like here, it's okay. It's okay.
We can help each other.
I'm like, don't worry.
Like you can hide under my blanket.
But I do have 2 blankets.
Yeah, but then she'll notice once she gets under the blanket that it smells an awfully lot like piss, and she doesn't know why. But it's not hers.
God. I clean my blankets. Okay?
Okay.
All
right.
He cleans them after. He's,
I'm very responsible.
I appreciate that. I'm sure she will too.
Good.
I love horror films, even though I'm really scared. I love the movies. I love the shows, the games. The one thing I can't do is anything about possessions. I think it's a very real thing, and it freaks me the fuck out. Like, the only time I've ever almost passed out, I was so scared. I don't even remember what the name of the movie was, but I saw it in theaters. It was a recent, probably like 10 years ago, so a recent for that time. scary movie. This dude was being possessed. They had this person, it could have been a chick, strapped to a chair, and it was so graphic on what was happening to this person that literally I passed out for a second in the chair. I was so scared.
Jesus Christ.
I had her strapped in a chair?
Yeah, I don't remember. Like, they were trying to exorcise it. And
was it The Haunting of Emily Rose?
No, because I remember that movie. And that one was pretty freaky too. I was scared of
that. Oh my God.
Hey, that movie is why I never went to stay in a dorm. That movie is why I never stayed in a dorm.
That's a crazy fucking. What's crazier is that's based on a true story.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what gets me. Like, these are like, most of them are based off a true story. So it's a very real thing in my mind. I can't watch it. I can't do it. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Have you seen Hereditary? Hereditary will.
Oh yeah, Hereditary is fucking crazy.
I've heard of it.
Fucked up and wonderful, but fucked up.
Oh,
after I turned 18, I didn't watch a single scary movie. Like
so you haven't watched like Midsommar either?
Yeah, Midsommar's fucked up too.
Man.
My
Jesus
God.
Christ!
Literally,
I had that.
I had nightmares and couldn't sleep for days when I first started Phasmophobia. So no, I haven't watched a scary movie.
Oh my God!
Jesus!
Fuck that! Fuck that!
Real quick to go back to bad horror experiences. I had a horrible time with the game Observer.
Yeah.
I did not like it. Like, Observation is another game, so don't get those mixed up. Observation is this crazy. I've told Ryako about it. It's like you're in space and it's this AI thing, and it's insane. It's a whole nother layer of horror. But this game Observer, it's futuristic. It's like cyberpunk kind of setting.
Yeah,
and
it's got Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, and it's a good game, but for some reason, like, the voice acting and everything like that is great. Story's okay, but the game itself just wasn't immersive to me. It scared me, don't get me wrong. It scared me plenty of times. It did what it was supposed to do, but I just had such a bad time gameplay-wise. That's one of the, and I don't mean worse as just a bad game. It's a good game, but it's one of the worst times I've ever had with the game of trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Because there's certain times where you'll know what to do, but, like, I don't necessarily need a game to hold my hand and point out exactly where I need to go or anything.
Right.
But at least having an objective or something somewhere that I can look at and remind myself would be great, because there were a lot of times I just genuinely sat in one area for like 30 minutes trying to figure out what to do, because I was like, what's going on?
I started playing it. I haven't had a lot of time, but I started playing it, and right now I'm at the part where the guy's like disemboweled. And you have to, like, go, you find out what happened.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, it's a little clunky. Like, the I like the idea of the tech that's used in it, like the whole, like, storytelling aspect of it, and also, like, the tech that the Rutger Hauer character has. But it does seem like it doesn't seem as intuitive as, like, other games I've played. Like, you know how, like, you'll play a game and you kind of know already sort of what you have to do, and even if it's like some kind of mechanic that you've never really worked with, still you kind of know what to do. Well, this one, I feel like it's like you have to really pay attention, and it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna breeze through this. You have to really work out some of these things, like, where do I go? Like, do I go through this room again? Do I turn a left? Like, how am I gonna get to this? And like, I get it. I understand what you're talking about. I can feel,
The worst part about it, to me, the worst part that I had a bad experience with, I was on this fucking part for 40 minutes, was later in the game, you get to an area where you're in a building, but you're, like, tripping out at the same time, for whatever reason. And so you're trying to move through this building, but you are only actually seeing a forest. And so you're trying to move through this building and find something in this building, but what you're actually seeing is in a forest, and you have to keep using your ability where you like scan the environment or whatever it is, and try to find something to get out, or a door or something like that. I walked around in that area for the longest time, like for like 40 minutes straight. Like I was out of the game at that point, and I was angry. I was angry at the game. I was like, dude, this is stupid. I was sitting there like,
you didn't look at guides or YouTube videos. Or you were just
I finally looked up a YouTube video
I was
to find the general
got
area.
it, man. You got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I finally found where I had to go or what I had to do, but it was just I like the game. It's still a good game. It's just, I'd say that's probably my worst experience for. And I've played really indie horror games too, where like they take 20 minutes to beat, and they're a very basic game. And I had an easier time with those games a lot of times than I did with that game, dude. There was just something about that one.
Wasn't very fluent. It didn't have like that.
No.
Thing to it. Gotcha.
It was. Like she said, also it was kind of clunky, and the movement and stuff was a little stiff.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Which a new version of it is coming out, or just came out recently, and I might give it another go on that, because they've added some more stories and stuff like that into it that you experience. So I'm hoping that they fixed some of the bugs, and maybe around that area maybe made it at least a little easier to see or something.
Yeah.
But it was still a good game. It just
it mixes a lot of like sort of things that are a little abstract with, like, if you think about it, like just looking at the design of it. Yeah. I mean, you look at a room, and it's like then suddenly things become abstract. And then but your tech is like really like it's just very like, it's very straightforward. So you have this weird juxtaposition of tech against like abstract, and it's kind of, I don't know, I think it just sort of messes with your intuition in the end.
For sure.
And so, yeah.
As interesting as it is, and easy as it is to use, kind of, at the same time, yeah, for sure, it kind of fucks with you in a way too, where it takes you out of it in a way, I guess, because it's so high tech, but so I don't even know what word I want to use there. It's so high tech but simple at the same time, and again, just going back to it, clunky. But either way, I do want to. Ryako, you were talking about you like Lovecraftian stuff.
Yeah, I love Lovecraft. I love like the stories. So and generally like movies or anything that has like Lovecraftian horror.
Yeah.
And there was a really good game called Call of Cthulhu. Jesus, what was it called? I'm trying to remember. It's a Call of Cthulhu game, but it's based on the story. Oh, it's called Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. And it was like it came out years and years ago, but it was brilliant. I thought it was pretty scary because they managed to get the psychological horror plus like the scary monstery feel. Yeah. And it's based on the story by Lovecraft called The Shadow over Innsmouth. And so in the story, basically you are a man and you go to this place called Innsmouth, and there are like fish people, and it's like things are not what they seem, and you're trying to sort of find out about like your family, and it's like they got a lot of like, there are lots of moments in there where you get kind of anxious because it's just like you've got no weapons. And you just kind of like, what do you do? It's like they're coming after you. You've got no weapons. You can't chuck anything at them. That's it. Like you've got to like figure out a way to get out. And it's, I don't know. It's really good.
There's two very terrifying Lovecraftian games I've played. The first one is Call of Cthulhu. It's just Call of Cthulhu. That's all it is. But it's scary. It's scary as fuck. Yeah. But the other one that really is like crazy and is very psychological is I think it's called Canarium, like Conarium.
Yeah.
It's based on the Mountains of Madness.
Yes. Sorry.
But it's fucking good. It was terrifying. It was genuinely terrifying. And it was a little confusing here and there. I'm not gonna lie. But it's another one of those ones that it didn't do great with kind of figuring out what to do. But once you did, it was still good enough to forgive it, and it was scary.
Nice.
Yeah. But either way, I want to ask real quick, just to get into like the more hardcore stuff for horror. What do you guys think is the most important part of building a good horror experience? Is it graphics? Does that matter? Is it writing? Because we talked about, horror being very good at delivering a narrative and the story and stuff through other methods. And this is an interesting one here because Ryako is going to know a little bit more about this. Is it the music that that makes horror more scary?
Oh, definitely answer that.
I personally think interaction is important.
Okay.
Being able to interact with items and different things in the game, which is why I think I like Phasmophobia so much, even though it seems like it wouldn't be one of those games you'd get stuck on. But there's so many different interactions while you're getting scared. I like that in a game in general, but especially scary games, being able to feel like you're there. Now, there are, of course, other aspects where the graphics, the music, all of that does tie together. But for me personally, interaction, the more that I can interact with, the better.
Okay. I mean, for sure. And that definitely helps with the immersion and such. What do you think in Thouzandaire?
Again, like I tend to stay away from those games.
Yeah.
Naturally, it's like my instinct, survival instinct.
Yeah.
But I would have to say I think the items is a great aspect because it really gets people more tuned into it. You're really connected from the ghost world and then your world, and then these items are what's connecting those two together. They link, so it feels like you're part of the game. I would definitely have to say sound. It creates an ambiance. So whether music, some kind of once you hear like a crazy harmonizing tune and then a little girl, you're like, oh fuck, this is it.
Yeah.
It really pumps my blood. So I like, honestly, it could be the shittiest graphic. It could be a Roblox game, and if I hear like a sound and I'm like, and then I got some toys and I'm like, I got a fucking stick.
I got a fucking stick.
The game says it's magic. I'll fuck you up. Don't come near me. I would have to definitely say sound and then the items as well. But yeah, graphics or whatever. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if it's fucking SpongeBob, I'm not gonna be scared of SpongeBob. But,
yeah. Well, hey, there is a SpongeBob horror game out there.
No way.
It's a little spooky.
No way. Is it by SpongeBob or is it like a mod?
No, it's a very janky. I mean, it's supposed to be SpongeBob. It's not like officially like licensed or anything, but it's like a fan-made game or something.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Krusty Cellar full game and ending. It's a wow. I did not. There's a creation of everything, man.
Yeah, for sure.
What the fuck, dude?
It's like
that's it.
It's like the the internet rules. Rule 34. There's porn of everything.
I found that out like a month ago. My friend Zeepy,
really?
He's 18. He's like, they were like Rule 34. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is that? Is that like a national rule? They're like, yeah, Rule 34. There's porn of everything.
Yeah, Rule 35.
He sent me the website.
Rule 35
I'm like, I'm not searching up anything on this website. I don't want to. And like, if there's a new game, they have something of it. There's a new movie. For sure. It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Rule 35 is if it doesn't have porn of it, you have to create it. So,
oh my god, that's funny. God, dude. But, is there LaCroix porn? Like, come on.
I'm sure there is, man. I'm sure there is. There's literally a website that's like Rule 34 or something. I don't condone anyone going there, but There's like a website or something where it's just like an image dump website where you just type in whatever and there's
TOS. We're not supporting that website.
But so, anyways, what I'm getting at with that is there's also probably a rule out there that says if it exists, there's horror of it. There's a scary version.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, Ryako.
Yeah. Oh, what makes something scary? Well, I mean, Thouzandaire already talked about music and ambiance, and Mystic already talked about interacting with items and actually doing things within, the game.
Yeah.
I guess what I would add to it is obviously it's storytelling, but the kind of storytelling where they don't give everything away right away, where you kind of have to discover the horror and like discover the depths of the horror. And that it's like because it's like you are investing yourself in it whether you like it or not, because you're trying to figure out the information and you're trying to figure out who you are and how you ended up here in this situation. And so I think everyone's got great points, and
for sure.
and I just wanted to add like this other one.
I think
there's another one.
Great. That's definitely a great point.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad that you all gave pretty separate answers there, because my answer for it is everything. Everything is what it really takes to make a good horror game.
He's a hard customer. He's got a bark. He's got
Yes.
take a bargain. That's
you could pull up a
Better for
YouTube
less.
video, and it might be, just a simple little, like the one YouTube video that I think everyone on the internet's seen. It's like a commercial or something, and the car is driving around like a mountain or scene or something, and then like it passes a tree and you don't see it on the other side, and then next thing you know, something pops up in your face.
I hate that. I hate those.
But so obviously, like that, anything can make anything scary, I guess, if you just added any kind of creepy noise that makes you uncomfortable to SpongeBob. It'll make it scary. But I do think it's a combination of all things. If you want it to be a good horror game or horror experience, it comes down to the score with, like, the strings that build and stuff right before something jump scares, and then sometimes it might just cut off and there's no jump scare or anything, and then 30 seconds later it actually hits you finally, and there's or
it's the formula.
Yeah, isn't it? But then
everything is important.
Yeah, I would say the only thing that isn't important is what Thouzandaire said, is graphics. I think horror is the one thing. It doesn't have to be the best looking game to be scary.
I need to be able to see what it is, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it can be a little. It doesn't have to be like the person is literally in front of me. It doesn't have to be that clean, but I need to be able to make out
something.
Something.
Yeah, for sure. There's like 8-bit games that are considered horror games, and those don't really work for me. Yeah. That's not really my type of thing for horror games. But I know plenty of people who have played some of those games and think they're terrifying. Usually, God damn it. Usually they go a little bit more in the vein of being psychological horror rather than the normal type of thing. But it's still very interesting that I think video games are the one thing that get away where the visuals actually aren't the most important thing to make it scary. It's the immersion for sure, the sound, the storytelling. There's a scary video game out there, and I haven't been able to find it. Someone in the chat might know what it's called, but it's literally a game where you play and it's like 90% of the game is just all black, but you're hearing things and occasionally seeing things and stuff like that, where like that leads you to whatever you have to your objective or whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think.
What's the budget on that game?
I don't know. What, I think
what did they spend?
The profit must be incredible. The marketing must be great too.
They spent it on sound design, basically.
Well. They spent all their time. I think you're blind or something in the game, if I remember right.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's great. Brilliant.
It's
she loves it. She loves
it.
I'm here for it.
she pointed out something also that I thought was interesting is like RPGs are the games that you primarily think of as horror and or not horror as role playing and stuff like that because it's role playing game. But horror is another area where I think the role playing aspect comes into it. Where once you really find out who you are and why things are happening the way they are, it makes it way scarier. Speaking of which, we're about that time of the podcast where you guys in the chat, if you've got any really, really good experiences you want to share or favorite games you just want to bring up to be acknowledged or something, horror games, you can go ahead and do that now. As for you guys, while they're doing that, because I know Mystic has to leave pretty soon, if you want to go, Mystic, and tell the people a little about yourself and promote yourself a little bit here, I'll give you that chance right now.
Yeah, cool. I'm Mystic. I also go by Kayla, whatever you guys want to call me. Kids call me Mom. Hear that 1,000 times a day, so I'll answer to that. Just don't be weird about it. I'm a gamer. I'm a cosplayer. Wife of 7 years. 2 kids,
Nice.
3 and 5, both little girls. If I am not streaming, I'm spending time with my kids. I'm cosplaying. I'm working. That's basically all I do. I enjoy RPGs, first-person shooters. It really just depends on the game. I'm not super picky, but there's just some that are boring to me.
Yeah.
We don't have to get into it. But
Yeah.
Twitch name, MysticVeil14, VEIL. Same on all social media accounts.
Nice.
I
rare.
always post pictures of my cosplays, progress pictures. I'm not really mixed into anything yet. This is my first podcast, so thank you for having me here. It was really nice meeting you guys, actually. You all seem
Yeah,
super
you too.
cool.
Likewise.
Yay!
So first podcast, I just got invited to join a stream team. I don't really want to promote it yet because literally right before this podcast, I got invited to it.
Yeah,
So
sure.
right now I'm
Wow,
just kind
that's so
of
funny.
yeah. Right now I'm just kind of solo, just trying to figure everything out. I've been streaming for altogether 3 years, but I started off on an Xbox Connect. So
Wow.
I've been into it more this last year than I have been. So I've got my feet on the ground a little bit, starting to get some traction, networking a little bit. That's me.
That's part of it.
Amazing.
I feel that. I started.
It's amazing.
I first started streaming on using my PS4. I didn't even have a camera. It was just a Blue
Yeah.
Yeti mic and my PS4, and I streamed directly from it, and that was it. And that's also how I made my first YouTube videos for a long time. Was I'd take a USB, take my 15-minute interval clips. I did hold gameplays of like Outlast like that and stuff, where I'd literally double tap the share button to start recording. It'd come up and tell me when it stopped recording somewhere, and I'd have to hit it again to record more if I was playing longer than 15 minutes at a time, which obviously I was. And then I'd have to take all those 15-minute clips off my USB to my computer and edit them together, and so I feel that for sure. But it was wonderful having you here, MysticVeil14. Later down the line, we'd love to have you again. I'm not against repeat customers, if you want to say that. So it was pretty awesome having you here for sure.
Yes, it was awesome to be here. Thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice meeting you.
I do
Nice
want to
meeting
mention
you.
something before you go. I
Yeah.
think it's incredible, Mystic, that I feel like we have a little bit of similarities going on here. A little too many. It's kind of crazy. So I've also been streaming for 3 years. Started off with PS4. That was a similarity. Another similarity is this is also my first podcast. Shout out to Zenith. Thank you so much, brother.
Hey.
Yes.
And third, yesterday or 2 days ago, I got approached by a team as well. So it's kind of
Whoa.
weird. Literally 2 days ago. Literally 2 days
Yo.
ago. So
Thouzandaire just hit 1K followers too the other day.
I did
yeah.
hit 1K followers recently, and it's just constantly grinding. I think with Twitch it's very volatile, ups and downs. You can hit 20 viewers, you can hit 30 viewers, you can hit 5 viewers at a week, and you're like questioning everything. But I think it's like it always comes back to that thing with like when you're mining for the gold and it's a thin line. and then you could have just kept one more pick, and the gold's there.
I hide my viewers.
No way.
I hide them. I get way too in my head that I see that big number, and then I'll see like maybe a single digit number.
Yeah, and you get
like I haven't seen like 2 or 3 in a while, but if it gets down to like 9, I'm like, oh God, what happened to 20? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So somebody told me I could get rid of it. I got rid of it, and I feel I have anxiety, real bad anxiety, and not usually streaming usually helps because I'm able to connect with people, which I really need, especially as an empath, and hiding that gives me peace of mind. So because the back and forth can be so detrimental, and it can hinder your progress a little bit because you're like, oh God, am I doing something wrong? You question everything. So if you just get rid of it altogether, treat it like there's 500 people there. You know what I mean? You're never upset.
That's the way.
I love that. I love that.
I have a rule in my chat where, for lurkers' sake and for mine, just don't talk about the number. Like if you're coming in to be like, whoa, like it's a big number for me or something.
I just like that. Yeah.
If someone comes in one day and I'm have like, I don't know, back when I was getting featured by Prima Games all the time, if I had like 1,400 viewers or something, I don't mind if someone comes in and is like, whoa, dude, you're doing so good, 1,400 viewers. That's one thing. But, like, then the people coming in being like, only 2 viewers today? Or 3 viewers?
Yeah,
10
it makes you feel a little lesser
all right, bro.
of a streamer entertainer. But I think that's a great idea that Mystic mentioned because it leads to a lot of things. Like, a lot of people do things for likes or views, where if you take it away, the only thing that you have to apply now is your creativity. You don't have to copy-paste. For example, say everyone's playing Phasmo, right? Yeah. You can play Phasmo, but play it because, I would say you would want to, or, your viewership wants to, and you care for your community. Yeah. But don't copy and paste it because, like, oh, this is hot, and I just got to hop on it, Right. It's all creativity. You don't have to worry about the likes. You don't have to worry about the viewership. All you got to do is engage, and I think that's a great. I might try that, honestly.
I mean, I still have my raids up. I see how many people they bring with them.
Of course.
So you do see something, and your regulars, your community. But you don't see that number, and it just I don't know. I always recommend it to people. Don't freak out about the number. If you just take it away, there's nothing to freak out about. Just focus on yourself. On the stream, on whatever game you're playing or what cosplay you're doing. That's it. Just enjoy yourself. Have fun with it. If you're not having fun, you probably should look for something else.
True. This is very true.
That's a general life role. Like
if you treat it like a chore or a hardcore job, like I gotta stream today. I don't really want to.
If you're doing that, you just need to quit. Like and I don't mean to like I don't mean to like be rude to anybody that does do that out there because I've been there in the mindset where it was like, at certain points of the of your career as a content creator, eventually it will roll around.
Always.
Eventually to everybody, where you are in your head like that, where you're like, I don't want to do anything today or whatever, and it's like, but I feel like I have to now. It's like, no, you don't. Don't, in fact, do it that day. If you're feeling that way, you probably shouldn't because you're probably going to be less of yourself, less enjoyable to watch, and it's just, you can do something else with your time. Go for a jog or, go do something else. Or write a script for a video or whatever you have to do other than stream or whatever. But yeah, for sure. Ryako, if you wanna kind of promote yourself a little bit.
I'm Ryako, and you can always find me on all social media, including Twitch, as RyakoMusic and at ryako.bandcamp.com. I'm not really like a gamer like these fine folks. I'm I'm just not. I'm a musician. I sing, I rap, I produce music, I make beats, I score. I'm scoring a film right now.
That's dope.
I'm scoring a silent film called Metropolis from 1927. I also wrote a musical that I'm at a multi-genre musical. It's sci-fi, and it's like I include like so many genres in that. And right now I'm working on polishing the demos and drawing an animatic for it so that it can kind of be like a a sort
Storyboard?
of more of a storytelling. Yeah, I'm drawing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh my god, it's a lot of work. I've got a lot of like projects that I do,
Oh, yeah.
and so I don't stream games usually. I actually just stream music and projects I'm working on, and I show like the programming stuff behind it, and like the instruments I use, and why I chose to score a scene like this, or why I chose to change these instruments around for this, for certain musical songs. And so I'm kind of like really yeah, I'm more like that. So when you guys were talking about like viewers and stuff, I only started streaming like I think maybe May, maybe not maybe May, and I only stream once a week, which is Wednesday, and that's it. I just usually only do once a week because it's usually like I usually have to show something new that I've been working on, and
that's dope. That's super dope.
That's pretty cool.
The scoring takes a long time because you have to do a lot of like syncing with like with the scene, and you have to sync the emotions, and you have to be able to read a scene, and especially with a silent film, it's very difficult because there's no dialogue, there's no sound, and you kind of have to make
you
it up.
control the scene of with that score.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's what I do. I show music things on my stream, and I talk about music shit, and
that's super cool though.
It's like, sorry, I don't know how many viewers and stuff. I don't pay attention because
you're so invested into that.
Yeah,
and that's important. That's important for good content and stuff.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to be like, hey, this is what I make, and I'll show you like here's how to here's how I made this sound, and here's how I did this production here, and here's what I used, and it's it's not like thrilling like gaming. Certainly.
No,
it's not like
there's a market for it for sure.
But
there's a market for it for sure.
And I'm like I'm a woman of color, and I'm a producer, and there aren't a ton of us, and I'm trying to sort of, I don't know, put myself more out there, even though it's like I'm used to not being as social, and so it's like okay, fine, because I don't know, it's there aren't a ton of us, so I like to sort of try to be out there more.
For sure, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
I mean, already I'm just gonna tell you, you're in the right mindset for sure for streaming and stuff. Like,
agreed.
Like something that a lot of people think, and something I do, but I don't do it because I think this way. I just do it because I like to stream. Is a lot of people feel like they have to stream every single chance they get, and that's not true. 100%, you've got the right mindset where it's like when you have something you want to show and some content you want to create and share with your community, you do it that one day a week or whatever. While awesome. Some people only stream 2 or 3 times a week, but it's a really long stream, and they have like and they have content planned out for the whole stream or whatever. That's a better mindset than streaming all the time. Like my analytics get hurt a lot because of how often I stream, because I just like to stream, and if people want to come in and talk or do whatever, they can, and I like to be there for that, and while I'm playing video games. But that's not for everybody. If you're someone especially trying to grow like really big or really fast or something, it's never a good idea to constantly be streaming. It's a much better idea to, like what you're doing, just wait till you have something to do, or you're in a really energetic mood, and you actively want to put it out there instead of just doing it because you feel like you have to. But either way,
especially when you first get started, and if you're trying to hit that affiliate.
I
already hit it. I don't.
Awesome, because
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
People make, and I even made the same one initially, is you want to stream, like he said, every second that you get, and the analytics, you get hit hard because you have maybe 1-2 people in there, and you need an average of 3 viewers amongst other things to hit affiliate. And so these people are streaming with 1 person or even 0, and they're not going anywhere.
They're not going to doing that either. I mean,
Exactly.
you might. A lot of people I've talked to really think Twitch is very based on luck, and it's not. They really hope that they get that big raid from a big streamer or something, and that might happen.
Oh,
and if
yeah,
it does,
that happened to me.
On
Wednesday.
Exactly.
I
If
was
that
like,
happens,
wow.
and it's
Yeah.
that's very good. That's fantastic.
Can you
But-
tell me about that? Because I was like, what the fuck's happening?
It's just-
That's mad funny.
It's just when someone's about to end their stream or something, and they want to entertain their audience even when they're not there, so they throw their audience over onto somebody else. It helps that person because it gives them a boost, and it shows a lot of new people to them, their community to them. But and it's also just a way to network as well. Like most people that like yesterday I raided MysticVeil. I've raided Thouzandaire before. I don't think I've ever ended a stream when you were live, so I haven't raided you yet, but I try to raid if I follow somebody, I try to raid them eventually,
Every
bigger
time.
or smaller.
I am the same way. I have to.
It's
But,
Me, I stream till like 3 a.m, but
I
yeah,
have
try.
some pretty close friends online that I literally consider close friends that I met just from that.
Aw.
I was in
Yeah.
a channel. The person I was watching rated somebody, and I love the community so much that I got involved, and I spent a lot of time there. And then you form those personal relationships, and now they're in my community, and they're
Yeah.
actual friends to me now. And that networking and just popping in a random channel too, like I wouldn't have met you guys.
Yeah.
No.
This is very true.
Yeah.
This is
At
very,
all.
Yeah.
I
This
wouldn't
is
be
very true.
here.
Yeah. That's
this is very
that's-
true. This is that's awesome.
That's one of the things I'm trying to do with my podcast this season is give the smaller, other smaller creators. Not that I'm big, other smaller creators to
Totally get it. Totally get
chance-
it. We appreciate that.
yeah,
we
the
definitely
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
that.
you.
a chance to
You went and
of-
did it. You went and got it. And I personally, I'll be honest, my schedule's scuffed, man. I went to sleep at
You're good,
7 in the morning for the last 3 days because I'm a degenerate, and I feel it's very bad. And the fact that you kept notifying me and letting me know and stay informed, and I'm glad that I made it here and met you guys to be a part of this, because again, first podcast, it's special to me. This is very special, so I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
same. I'm with you.
Speaking of which,
Awesome.
do you want to take this time to promote yourself and stuff real quick for the podcast and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Thouzandaire. I go by Travis, or Thousand for short. Some people call me Thouzy. I don't know, but I play a variety of games. I play FPS. I'm a big Valorant gamer right now. I love the game. It's it's a new game by Riot. They're on the 3rd act. It's basically season 3. And I like to play with my friends. So what are you going to get out of me is a lot of interactions with my friends, a lot of trolling. You might get some banger clips, some aces. But that's pretty much what you're going to get out of me, is a lot of, I would say, hype, very spontaneous. I'm very energetic. Sometimes I'm very calm. I like to have chill streams where I play some lo-fi, talk about life, talk about interests. Talk about relationships, or sometimes just giving tips or getting tips. That's what my stream's all about. I like to dance. I did theater in high school. I also did choreography in high school as well. So that's a side thing I enjoy. So again, back to TikTok. You might catch me doing some shit. But also love to skateboard on the side, and I love going to the gym. That's like my meditational place. So
Hell yeah.
but so
Healthy
that's what you're gonna
stream.
get out of me. You can follow me on Twitch, Thouzandaire, exactly spelled in the title right there. I tried to rebrand it to Thousand, but that name's taken, and a lot of people know me as Thouzandaire already. And the name behind Thouzandaire too, for anyone who's curious, it was basically when I started making music about 5 years ago, and I came upon the thought of like how everyone wants to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I thought about it, I was like, dude, like, not to say I deserve less, because everyone deserves the kingdom, right? The world.
For sure.
I was like, if I just had the mindset that I could be good with $100,000. You know what? Fuck it. $999,999. I could prosper in this life as a Thouzandaire, and if I start with just managing my thousands, I can manage my millions. But if I can't manage in the thousands, I can't manage in the hundreds. I don't think I'm worthy yet enough. So that's where Thouzandaire came from.
Nice.
And, I try to keep it minimal to like the community and let them know that like you don't need to have all these things, but you deserve all these things. But first, start from the low, and then you reach to the top. So
that's mindset, man. That healthy mindset.
Healthy. Can I borrow some of it?
Yeah. Hold up.
Shit.
I guess the pumpkin cold brew cold foam is what's kicking in.
I got you.
Yeah, I love it. It's nice and strong, a little bit of sweet. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to stop the podcast recording here in a minute. So shout out to everybody listening on whatever platform you're listening on, whether you're watching on YouTube, or whether you're listening on Spotify, Amazon Music Unlimited, Podbean. I mean, if you can listen to a podcast there, we're there. So also be sure to follow, sub, or wherever, whatever you can do to get your notifications of wherever you're listening to the podcast. Do that. Rate it, review it. That helps immensely, way more than you could ever think of for podcasts. So be sure to do that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Real quick, we're gonna hit. I think we only got really one recommendation in the chat earlier, and that was Resident Evil 4 from Nikolai. Also, Array of Emotions did answer our question earlier. Perception was that game I was talking about, where you're blind.
The blind game,
horror game where you're talking about.
Nice.
But yeah, Resident Evil 4 is another great one. I've tried to hold off on my desire for that game recently because I've wanted to replay it, but they just remastered Resident Evil 3 and released it this year.
Don't they do that like every year?
Yeah, so I think they'll
It's like a
I think they'll remaster Resident Evil 4, but yeah, for sure Resident Evil 4 is another fantastic one. It's a Resident Evil game, but
Word.
I think it's the last scary one before they got actiony, and then 7 made it scary again. But
I saw that meme where they did like the John Wick and they were like dodging each other's bullets. They were like
but
it was so cringy. I was like, what is going on here? But it was inspired by John Wick, which makes sense.
My recommendation would be Clive Barker's Undying. I've heard of that one, haven't played that one. That's an older one for sure. But yeah, anyways, so again, thanks to you guys listening, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. And yeah, see you.
Awesome.
All right. As for my Twitch, guys, I'm gonna keep streaming past the podcast today. I'm gonna play some Black Ops Cold War here in a little bit.
Nice. Sure check that out.
Yeah, for sure. Be sure to check out all these guys. If you hit the viewer list button, I think all of them are in the chat right now, so you could follow those links directly from that. Just click their names in the viewer list. Check them out. Hit the follow button, and just try to show these guys some love. Again, one of the things I try to do here is show off other smaller creators that I really enjoy. Thouzandaire, because he's got a super positive mindset, super positive dude. I can't not be happy watching the dude's content. MysticVeil. I actually found MysticVeil from a Twitter thread, but her cosplay and stuff really, like the makeup and stuff like that she's been doing,
that's so dope.
really like caught me, and I was like, okay. And then I've been there for a few of her streams now, and she does really, really quality content. She's hilarious. She just has good shit going on. The people that she plays with are fantastic people. And then Ryako, I've checked out. I think I lurked in one of her streams one day, and then I actually watched here the other day. I hung out in her chat for a little bit. She does crazy stuff, dude. She's really good. I've posted a link to her album a couple of times on Bandcamp.
I have it open. I can't wait to listen to it.
Check that shit out. It's nerdcore. If you don't know what nerdcore is, guys, it's just nerdy subject matter and stuff in music. Usually rap and hip hop.
I'm excited.
It's good. It's good stuff.
I did an EP that has all songs that are about or involve Keanu Reeves some way.
What?
It's called Tears for Keanu.
Oh no!
And it was a concept that came when I was in Amsterdam with some friends, and we were all incredibly high.
Oh man!
Yo, that's I can only imagine that thing getting brought up. That's hilarious. That's great. That's gold. That's gold.
I hope you guys had a good time on the podcast today.
Great time.
Yes.
Hope you guys
No,
enjoyed
I already have you guys followed. So
yeah, have you guys followed? Love to follow you guys on
there.
Twitter. I'll follow you guys on Twitter. I think I've seen you guys retweet, so I'll go over there and give you guys a follow, show some love.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I may reach out to you guys in the future, be on another episode if you're interested. I'm okay with repeating some people, especially if I ever run into another fucking month like I did this month where I just could not get some schedules ironed out early in October.
No worries. No worries, man. I'd be down. I'd be for it. I'd be for another episode.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. It's
and you guys are great.
You guys are awesome.
You're great.
This is so dope. This is dope. I love this.
I love the positivity. I love it right now. It makes my heart heal. But yeah, thank you guys again so much. I appreciate you guys. Much love to you guys. If any of you are live tonight when I get done streaming, because I'm going to continue past right now, then whoever I see first that's live, I'll send you guys a raid.
I don't think I'll be streaming tonight, but yeah, definitely, dude. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you guys, man. I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. Have a good day. Have a good weekend.
Awesome.
Bye, guys. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night as well.
See you.
Bye.
Later.